Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
As a special side note, I'd just like to say thank you to Brian, who was nice enough to leave me 2 packets of Fun Dip on my desk. You're a champion, Brian. We love you.
Brian. Well done, our shortest fan. Well done.
Thanks, Brian.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders. Let's talk Penguins and Rangers. But let's not talk about Flyers, because they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny.
Episode 62, Friends and Rivals podcast coming at you. I'm one of your hosts, Tom Harkness. With me, as always, are
Steve.
William Fougere.
Nicholas Loretta.
Just Steve tonight. That's
yeah, man.
Just Steve. That's all we got.
Little incognito tonight.
Incognito. God damn it. One week I
Show
will get
prep.
this whole fucking thing correct. I was spot on with everything except I hit the enlarge or the full screen button and it fucking just I don't know. Let's start with the shitty call of the week.
21 San Jose, both guys 5 each for fighting.
This is gonna bring us to the Ottawa Vegas game. Let me set the scene for you. Game is tied at 1 in the third period. Just under a minute to play.
As the Matteo's coming, and Shabbat goes over the stick, right into the skates. There's kind of a little fake shot.
Wow.
Combination of that, maybe a toe pick, but the tripping call and maybe.
So 45.7 seconds left to go. They called this tripping penalty where, it kind of looks like he doesn't. It kind of looks like he kind of stubs his toe on the ice a little bit. I mean, look, Shabbat's stick is there, and it's probably going to be called a penalty every time in the regular season. But with 45 seconds left to go in a tie game, I have seen people getting their heads taken off and calls not made just because of that time of the game, and they call this little sissy trip. I don't know. This directly led to the Jack Eichel goal with 5 seconds left in the game on the power play.
Yeah, I was gonna say they usually do put that's usually the reverse call.
It's more like a combination of that, maybe a toe pick, but the tripping call and made and a late penalty to the Senators as the Matteo has drawn both of them in this game.
That's just terrible.
Terrible.
Did the stick even touch his shin pad at all? I mean,
look on that first view, right on the overhead view, it kind of looks like you see 72's stick tap him in the
Shabbat goes over the stick.
Bang. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's fucking minimized.
Matteo's coming.
Like
Shabbat goes over the stick.
So, bang.
Right
it looks like he gets him in the shin and it trips. But on this angle,
kind of a little fake shot.
Kind of looks like he hits the toe pick a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It's no.
Right?
Like,
not even close.
Like he stubbed his toe a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally falls on the other foot from the one that got hit with the stick.
Yeah, but hey, listen, the stick was there. He went down. Ref made the call. Whether we agree with it or not, it is history, as they say. And
we don't.
Is our shitty call of the week.
Shitty.
It is.
We haven't had an actual shitty call of the week in quite some time. That was an actual shitty call. Not just me thinking it was shitty because it was against the Rangers. All right.
Nothing you can say about that. That's a 100% shitty call.
Yeah, and the fear is that'll get called in the playoffs.
Hope not.
You're right. I think they let people get away with a lot more come playoff time for sure. So I hope that is certainly going to be the case. Now let's move on to our food segment. Me love cookies!
Yay!
All right. So someone had the genius idea last week to go with the top 5 cookies. I don't recall who the genius was, but he was fat. I remember that.
So that leaves Nick out.
So not for long, boys. Not for long. I'm catching up.
So I have a treat for everybody tonight.
You went on Amazon and you sent us all your top 3.
Wrong. I have in front of me a plate of my top 3 that I'm going to eat on the air. I know how you all love hearing me eat. I have my top 3. So I will go last. Or do you want me to go first?
You
I
tell
want
us.
you to go first because I want to watch you eat, but you got to turn on a light so I can see
Yeah,
you.
seriously, it is like
Yeah.
bizarrely dark there.
Bizarrely dark?
It's like Zarly Zalapsky dark over
I mean,
there.
oh my god.
How's that? Is that better? I mean, I can't have
Yeah, I mean, it's a
no.
light, you
I
stupid.
can't have more lights on in this room. I have all my lights, all the lights are on in this room.
Do you have
I
a
didn't like
monitor
that
in front of
light.
you?
It showed your face
Yeah,
too
I
much.
have a monitor in front of me, but it's
Turn the monitor on. Turn the monitor on. I'll give you some more light.
is on. I'm staring at the monitor. But you're gonna be see anyway.
All right.
So I don't have my
I just
top
want to see the
five,
difference.
but I have my top 3 with me. Remember that.
So
Okay.
what are
Okay.
5 and 4?
5
Let's
and
start from 5. Come on.
start with number 5, Vienna fingers.
Ooh.
Those elongated vanilla-filled cookies. I loved them when I was younger. I still love them today.
Classic.
Okay.
As much as I wanted to pay tribute to the Entman's guy who passed away today, I will not be repeating types of cookies on this list. So if I have a chocolate chip, it's going to be one chocolate chip.
Makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Although I think Vienna fingers and sandwich cookie. I mean, I may have done I think that ruined my whole fucking thing. Anyway,
No, if they're different flavors, it's a different
Different.
cookie.
yeah,
Yeah.
completely different flavor.
Agree.
All right.
Number.
Get on with it.
Are you so?
This
you
is
just wanna
food porn for him, man. He really wants to see you eat.
relax, Billy.
I love cookies.
Number 4 is going to be the Nutter Butter. I'm a big fan of the peanut butter, and I love them on my cookies. And it's shaped like a little peanut. Who doesn't love Nutter Butters? And if you get the travel size in that big bag, the mini size, it comes on little discs. Delicious. Now, number 3
Oh,
is
yeah.
the fudge stripe
yeah.
cookie.
Oh shit.
Like a fudge stripe.
The what was it called?
But we all just fucking said fudge stripe,
Fudge
Nick.
stripe? Oh, is that the name?
Oh my
That's
god.
the name of
Turn
cookie?
the volume up, Nick.
No, I forgot that was actually the name. I thought it was
Oh, it's
something
a
like.
fudge stripe. It's a fudge stripe. It's a fudge
No,
stripe.
it's-
Oh, what
it's got
what are
the
they
full-
called?
Hold on.
It's
on
got the
package,
full
it's
fudge on the back,
lines.
Fudge.
and it's got the striped fudge.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not done. Hold on.
I'm done.
You're right.
Mm.
Keebler fudge stripe. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites as a kid. For
That was
sure.
a good one. I forgot
Mm.
about those.
Delicious.
Those are
All right,
great.
so wait, let me just tag that. You were talking about the travel size. So they used to come in a travel size 100-calorie pack. And if you took 2 of them and put them back to back
Mm.
and
And a
just
belly to
let them
belly?
sit in your mouth,
Mm.
the cookie would dissolve. And then you
Oh.
would just get all the fudge. So amazing.
Really?
That's what I want is all the fudge.
How did you
Ah.
figure that out? You just
I have
tried
no
that
idea,
One day?
And fat people experiment with food. That's what we do.
Well, listen,
Well,
I
you
don't.
were out
I'm gonna
running
treat it like a
somewhere.
suck on
That's
candy.
genius. It's fucking genius. I just can't. I'm like, how does your brain like go put these 2 together and keep them in my mouth till it cookies dissolve, get all the good shit.
I don't typically like generic store brand
awesome.
cookies. However,
Yeah.
Stop and Shop's fudge stripes, they're pretty freaking good. They're pretty freaking good.
Interesting.
Number
This
2
morning,
is a classic. It is the Chips Ahoy standard issue cookie.
standard issue.
Standard issue, no soft bake, none of those
Okay.
rainbow things, none of the M&Ms inside. Your standard issue Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookie.
I kind of
And
wondered
just-
if. Go ahead, Steve.
Just
Oh.
amongst us, how you're eating that without milk is beyond me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a dry cookie,
they're
right?
chokers. They're
That's a dry
chokers.
cookie.
You got to
Yeah.
eat that with milk.
That needs milk.
I was wondering if anyone would have Chips Ahoy on their list because I feel like it's a divisive cookie. It's not exactly a favorite of many, because of there being a lot of good cookies on the market.
This is like a cookie that put the chocolate chip cookie on the map, Nick.
I understand that, but
Ow.
I think
kind
if
of
we
older.
Googled that, chocolate chip cookies were around a lot longer than the Chips Ahoy, but
You got to
Yeah, it's pretty much the standard
Alright.
cookie in the
We'll,
world.
we'll see what everyone's lists play out here, but all right, that's a good one though, Tom.
Finish that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gonna wash that down with
I
some
finished. I
is that
have
Hawaiian
a,
punch.
I have a
What is that?
blueberry
No, that's a-
pomegranate aha seltzer.
Thought it was a Hawaiian punch a second, just that color scheme.
That's a weird combination. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not on board with that.
It's
I'm not a
it's actually,
pomegranate guy.
it's actually not bad.
No, I'm not on board with that.
The number one cookie.
Yes.
I don't think this is debatable.
It's never debatable for Tom. That's what we do here, by the way. is Debate these
Let's
things.
see.
It is not the single. It is
Oh.
not the mega. However, it is the double stuffed Oreo.
Woohoo!
I defy you
Love it.
fuckers to bring me a better cookie than the double stuffed Oreo. It is the perfect combination of chocolate sandwich cookie and cream in the middle. It's not too much. It's not too little. It is right spot on.
All right.
I agree that is the best version of Oreo. I agree.
Did you just
But I-
listen to it like you were filming a scene in
Yeah.
Rounders?
Yes, I did. Take it down. Now, mind you, the proper way to
good
eat
scene.
this is take the top cookie off, eat that first, and then take
Great for your
the,
teeth.
the mound of cream, giggity, and the other half of the chocolate sandwich cookie and put in your mouth. And when you put in your mouth, you snap it right down the middle and you fold it with your tongue and then you eat it.
See, the way I go with that bottom half of the Oreo with the cream is it goes flipped upside down, so the cream goes on the tongue. Just the whole thing just goes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, very good.
Mm.
Great visual for our audience. Love it.
Yeah.
So if I
It's-
might tag this one,
Oh,
what I usually do is take 2 cookies,
oh,
take the top off one, eat the top, take the top off the second, eat that, put the 2 creams together with the ends on the outside, dunk it in milk, and eat that
It's too
whole
much
thing.
at that point. It's too much cream. In one cookie, it's too much cream.
No, because you still have residual chocolate in your mouth from the 2 tops you ate previously.
Because you haven't swallowed it all.
That is a
Right.
big mouthful. Holy cow.
cow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite the move,
Oh.
dude. It's a power move right there.
Listen, we've had some fucking incredible food segments on this show. That might have been the best.
I'm pretty
For me,
sad
anyway.
I didn't think of this. Bring my cookies to show.
Tom, I'm disappointed you didn't have a glass of Nesquik to like
Oh.
wash it all
Yeah,
down.
Listen, I was I didn't think of it.
Ever.
This
Ever there was a
might
time to
also
plug our
Look,
plug
Oreo
our
is
one
Milk's
sponsor.
favorite cookie. I mean, it's
might
the
also
tagline
be the
of Oreo.
only food segment we've ever done where Tom did not mention something strawberry.
I don't think I have a strawberry cookie.
That's what I'm saying. There's no.
Is there a strawberry cookie?
Well, you can put homemade cookies. We're talking packaged cookies here today. Like,
Yeah,
this is
the
not like-
packaged cookie.
How is there not a strawberry flavor cookie?
Like if it's you could like get cookies like that have like a little bit of jam in them or something. Like if you're making homemade ones, like those.
Why not a
pastry ones.
strawberry frosted
wrap a-
cookie?
right. If you go out to like a nice
Bakery?
and get like with the jam in them. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
All right,
that's
who's
a different.
next?
That's a segment for a
Goddamn.
different day.
god damn. All right, Bill. I know you're gonna go crazy if you don't start talking about cookies soon.
Is it
Go
my
ahead.
turn? Is it my turn?
It's your
I-
turn.
Thomas, I have 2 cookies in common with you on your list. Does anybody want to take a guess at the 2 common cookies first?
Wait, are they in the
I'm
same
going to
order?
say fudge stripe.
No. Nope. No fudge stripe. No fudge stripe.
I'm
The
gonna,
Oreo.
I'm gonna say the Vienna finger.
Double stuff Oreo. Yes. Not
and the Vienna finger. No, not the Vienna
Not the
finger.
Vienna finger.
And the standard issue? Chips Ahoy?
No. No chips
Well,
away
then it's
from me.
Nutter Butter, obviously.
Nutter butter, and that is my number 5. Nutter butter.
I'm very proud of you,
Alright.
Bill. Well done.
Going into number 4, this is my chocolate chip cookie representative on the list, the Pepperidge Farm Sausalito. It has it's a very big chocolate chip cookie. It's got like the big chunks of chocolate, macadamia nuts, and like we were talking a little bit about, how the chocolate chip cookie is kind of dry. Well, the Sausalito is dry too, but they kind of embraced the dryness of it and gave it like a really good crunch. So I'm into the Sausalito. Number 3 for me, from the Fruit Newton family, the Apple Newton.
Wow,
Ooh.
Fig Newton makes an appearance on someone's list. Wow.
But the apple one. Figs, I like the Fig Newton, but the Apple Newton was really a really big one for me. Now, and my number 2 is that double stuff Oreo.
Ooh.
That well, Tom, you said it all about that one, but
2?
I only had it at number 2. Yeah, I only had it at number 2.
What cookie could possibly beat the double stuffed Oreo?
We're gonna
My number
find out
1?
right now, I think.
I think it's going to be very controversial. My number 1
Already is
from the Girl Scout cookie family. I'm going for the Samoa / also known as Caramel Delight. Caramel Delight. It's got
Coconut,
the
right?
Chocolate coconut caramel. And I think some cookie substance in there somewhere, like deep down, there's a little bit.
I think there's nougat in there. Actually,
something.
Oh.
I don't know if any Girl Scout. I don't know if Girl Scout cookies make my top 10. Any of them. Even
Really,
the
a
tag-
thin?
the tag-
You couldn't put a thin mint on?
I don't know. I'm not a mint guy. Fuck no. Fuck your mint.
This is what happens with kids. They ate them all and put them back. Little bastards.
Hell yeah.
So they just put the plastic in the
Whole
box. They
thing.
ate all the cookies and put the
It was
plastic
sitting
back
like this
in
in
the
there.
box.
I pull it out. I'm like, oh.
That is the only downside of the Caramel Delight is that there's only 15 in a container. I mean, you get like a whole box of that. There's so much space in that box. It's like heartbreaking. I want like a sleeve like those Thin Mints of just, Caramel Delights all the way down.
Look, I never liked Thin Mints. I never liked peppermint patty, nor do I like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Anything mint, if it's not a mint or gum, get it the fuck away from me. I'm good.
Wow.
No thanks.
So no grasshopper for you. No.
I don't even know what a fucking grasshopper is, Bill.
It's the
Are
Keebler version
you
of the Girl
talking about the
Scout.
insect on the front?
What
lawn?
about a tag along?
Well, listen, the tag along is the peanut butter and chocolate one. That is the only one that could possibly crack the top 10, and I don't think it's there. I think it's number 11 or 12.
Okay. Nick, would you like to go next, or shall I?
Sure. I'll go. That's fine.
Okay.
So I'll start my honorable mention. Thin Mints, which was something that I had on my list, but it got knocked down because I forgot something that was a little better. But Thin Mints I used to eat those all the time as a kid. I would get like 3 or 4 boxes from my friend in high school and stash them in my locker, and that's what I would get, like,
Nice.
cookies during the day. I like whatever I can buy for $20, like here's $20, 4 or 5 boxes. They're great. But number 5 on my list is one of those things I had as a kid that all of you probably are like, oh, I had those. They weren't great, but I had this great memory of them. I would eat them, basically suck on them like candy. Vanilla wafer.
They're
like
okay. I
those.
like those.
I respect
Very,
that.
very nostalgic.
The Keeper
Very
guys
nostalgic.
make like
Yeah.
a chocolate coated version of that are just, they're like the fudge stripe
Yeah.
cookies, but in a stick. They're fucking phenomenal. I like those.
Every once in a while, someone will, like, you put them in, there's a place we go to for ice cream, like these like frozen ice cream, they roll it and all this crap. And one of the flavors they'll put, or stuff they put on top, is like crushed vanilla wafers, some other crap and stuff. And it always like, I'm like, oh, vanilla wafers. And it still like has that same exact taste. It doesn't
Yeah.
taste any different. It's amazing.
My mom
to me.
used to buy the ShopRite brand of those, and they would come in like the chocolate vanilla. And I
Yeah.
think they had the strawberry one. I think they had a strawberry one.
Maybe.
They had a
It's a
pink one. I
it's
think it was
Neapolitan?
strawberry. What, Bill?
It's a Neapolitan vanilla wafer.
I think so. No, not all in the same one, just 3 different sections of the same package. But yes, it was like Neapolitan ice cream.
Okay.
So I think
All right.
there is a strawberry. That's it.
Maybe. All right. Number 4. This one's one of my favorite growing up, but I have lost sight of it in the last few years. Not as big of a fan of it, but the double chocolate Milanos from Pepperidge Farms.
Milano
No,
was
not-
one of my honorable mentions.
not-
The
not
Milano
the-
cookie's delicious.
Yeah. I like the Milanos, but when I had the double chocolate Milano, I was like, this is so much better. It has just that little bit extra chocolate that makes it not so much of a choker. And those are really good. I really enjoy those. Now my top three were these are the kind of cookies I have. I have number 2 and 3 are basically stuff I get all the time. Number 3 is the Candy Blast Chips Ahoy, which are pretty up there in terms of like just all around cookie. I know they're not the plain Jane
OG.
Chips Ahoy's. OG. I did think about the soft ones because I had as a kid we had a lot of the soft.
Love the
ones,
soft bake. Soft bake was fucking delicious.
They were good. But then I started getting the Candy Blasts, and man, they are really solid cookies. I can crush them, but they have that problem too, like where there's not as many in a box. But my kids don't eat them, so like it's one of those things that I can eat.
That's why he likes
them.
Perfect.
I like them, but they last in my house. Unlike number 2, the original Oreo, that just evaporates in my house. I mean, you can't have Oreos here for very long. I mean, to be honest, Oreo is like my favorite cookie. And number 1 is
it's Milk's favorite cookie, so why wouldn't it be yours?
And the number 1 is a little bit of cheating because it is kind of like it's the Oreo, but it's the seasonal milk, white milk chocolate, white chocolate fudge covered Oreos. Basically, they come out at Christmas time. So they always have like the regular dark chocolate ones, but when they only do the white fudge in the wintertime for whatever reason. But man, are they good. I have, and the thing is they're super rich. So I'll only get a couple boxes, but I'll sit there and have maybe 1 or 2 at most. Because it's like they're really, really rich. But man, I dream about those cookies all the time. You know, I'm sitting here like during the workday, I'm like, I'll grab like an Oreo or something and be like with coffee and be like, fuck, I wish this was fucking those white chocolate covered ones. So much better.
Ryan has the funfetti Oreos in there in the closet right now, which I had one. Fucking delicious.
I'm sure it is. It's an Oreo. Can't go wrong.
Remember when they first came out with those fudge covered Oreos? That like changed everything.
That's when everybody started doing. Yeah, that's when Chips Ahoy and Oreos just started going crazy. Like, what else? What other combinations can we come up with?
That's why I have the Halloween ones and shit, and all the crazy milk, the St. Patty's Day green ones, and yada yada yada.
Fun fact for everybody.
Oh, can't wait!
fun cookie fact: the Oreo was not the first of its kind.
Shut up!
Hydro came first.
Hydro.
Whatever the fuck they are. That came.
Hydrox.
Oh my god! I never thought I would have this much fun tonight.
You're welcome.
So while I was researching to make my list, I came across a revelation, and I wrote it down for you guys. Pepperidge Farms can suck it. I am not a Pepperidge Farms fan at all.
Okay.
Really? It comes in the
that hoity-toity bullshit.
The extraordinary bag. And you open the bag.
That is some hoity-toity shit. Get out of here with that stupid bag.
Their oatmeal raisin cookie might be the best thing on the planet.
Fuck that shit.
They're not on your list. What happened?
I listen. There's others that took precedent over it.
Okay.
Number
I'm
6.
going to eat down here with the commenter.
Pepperidge Farm is going to remember that.
I'm going to eat down here with the fucking commenter. All right.
All right.
Number 5, Vienna Finger.
Attaboy.
Okay.
Attaboy.
Right. Nice.
Number 4, Fudge Stripe.
Oh, attaboy.
Oh,
Okay.
Bravo.
Number 3, the only one on my list that nobody else mentioned, EL Fudge.
that's one of my honorable mentions too, man. That is a good.
EL Fudge.
They have them in double stuffed as well, by the way, and they are unfucking believable.
They did a limited edition pack at 1.2, which was chocolate cookies on the outside with chocolate fudge filling.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wowzers.
Number 2,
Damn,
double stuffed Oreo.
Oh yeah.
That means your Chips Ahoy.
Number 1, Chips Ahoy. I can kill a whole bag of those in one sitting.
How much do you now? What's your? Do you just go and dunk it and sit, or just quick?
No. Steve's got to drink all the milk first and then eat the cookie. What are you talking about?
He's got to put all the cookies in a bowl, pour the milk in, pour the
I
milk
want to
out.
thank you for asking this question. Let me tell you how I eat Chips Ahoy cookies. 2 cookies back to back, pinched in between your fingers. Dunk the whole cookie in.
Okay.
With your
Suck
fingers.
the milk out through the cookie.
What?
Dunk the cookie back in. Eat both cookies at the same time.
Do you
double?
have
What's the-
Chips Ahoy
what's
cookies
that
at home
move?
right now? Do you have
I
Chips
do
Ahoy
not
cookies at
have
home?
Chips Ahoy cookies right now. I will show you next week.
Okay.
What is the reasoning for the first dunk and sucking the milk out and then
The
doing second
milk
dunk?
flavor with the chocolate with the cookie flavor in it as well is hands down the greatest thing you'll ever taste in your life.
And then the softness of the cookie afterwards.
Okay.
I can't knock him on this because I'm not crazy enough to do a double, but I do a single one the same way and then suck all the milk off of the cookie and then eat the cookie. I got to agree with him. It
The
is a
reason you got
fantastic
to
way.
do the double is because of the fragility of the Chips Ahoy. If you reinforce it with the second cookie, you don't get the breakage into the milk.
Yeah, that's a real problem with Chips Ahoy. You gotta be. I do the quick 2 dunk and then eat, and then it's all in
No.
one.
You're not maximizing your milk to cookie ratio at that point.
Apparently not. I didn't think to suck the milk off it like a fucking heathen.
How the hell am I the fat one in this group? Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Chips Ahoy, that's childhood to me. Chips Ahoy is my childhood.
They've changed the packaging so much over the years, though, with all these cookies. Remember the Chips Ahoy used to come in those white.
The white
sleeves?
sleeve, yeah.
They don't still do that, right? My
No.
wife
That's
only
right.
buys the 4 packs in the box. They're individually wrapped 4 packs.
Yeah, no.
I don't.
Doesn't matter what they do to the packaging. The food tastes the same in this case.
Yeah, one of the only ones where it hasn't, the flavor and the taste hasn't changed. Because of the sugars, the bad things that they were using back in the day.
No, because it's all natural.
I don't think it's all natural, first off. But it hasn't changed. The flavor of the Chips Ahoy cookie has not changed. Has not changed.
I think Oreo won this thing, man. We all had, 3 of us had double stuff. Nick had
Some
OG,
variation of
Yeah.
Oreo was
Yeah.
on here. In
some
all of our
variation
lists.
of the plain Oreo. Yeah.
Hard to beat, man.
You can't beat an Oreo. That's what
It's not debatable. I've been saying
It's not debatable.
It's not debatable.
Clearly.
And I've been saying this for years that the double stuffed Oreo is the single greatest cookie on earth.
Well, your platform has been well accepted by everybody, apparently, because it's not debatable.
It's not debatable.
It's not debatable.
Except you were really the only one that had it number 1.
Are they Nabisco too?
Yeah, I think so.
Swell. Looks like we're gonna have a new sponsor.
Oh God. I'll start working on that. We'll start we'll get in touch with them.
What do we have any? We have a food segment lined up for next week. I can't wait to watch Steve eat a cookie. Well, I think we got to do cereal.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh, all right. I'm down
I
with
think
cereal.
we got to do cereal. Look, for my 40th birthday party, I had a cereal party, and we had how many different boxes?
There
of
was
cereal?
at least 12 to 15.
From Golden Grams to Cookie Crisp to Lucky Charms to Fruity Pebbles to Honey Nut Cheerios, you name it.
The one that's
We
kid
got
tested, mother approved. We had that one was
Kix.
there, I think.
Kicks. All right.
God.
Are we doing just your top cereal, or are we gonna do top 5?
No, we got to do top 5.
I gotta do top 5 cereal.
5? All right.
Cold cereal only?
What,
Or are we gonna bring in like oatmeal and like
That's
No.
not cereal.
It's got to be
Wheat
cereal.
shit.
It's got to be cereal that you're gonna put milk in that you eat cold, right?
Put milk in, drink the milk first. The cereal that you eat that way.
no. That's
Oh my God,
nobody's
this
doing
is-
that.
Next week is already going to be very difficult to do, Steve.
Listen, we
my
just
God.
got to agree. We got to agree to look past that. That's all we got to agree to do, and then we could move on.
I mean, we're gonna have to remind our new audiences just how psychotic Steve is.
It's clearly evident on a weekly basis how
No,
psychotic I am.
Listen, this brings you to a new level of psychotic.
Yeah.
New level.
Debatable.
We'll get into that next week.
Now that's debatable.
We're gonna tease that.
It's not debatable.
That's debatable.
I don't think so. All right. I'm already tired of the fucking trade deadline. It hasn't even happened yet. We're what, 2 weeks away? We're less than 2 weeks away.
Less
from
than
the
2
deadline,
weeks, but
and I'm already sick and fucking tired of hearing who's going to be moved, who's not going to be moved. Feels like we've been talking about it for the past month. I'm fucking sick and tired of it. Can someone please make a fucking trade already? Now, want to hear my new obsession?
I know what it is.
I was obsessing over Pavelski coming to the Rangers, but that ship has sailed because I think Dallas is going to keep him. My new obsession right now, Patrick Kane. And I think he can be had. And the Blackhawks would only have to retain about 20% salary to do it. And they would get Ryan Strome, Capo Caco, and probably a first as part of the package.
But he's got to agree.
But he's got to agree because he has a full no movement clause. But why wouldn't he want to do that? Be reunited with Panarin. They've had so much success in the past years, and I have fucking blasted Filipino for the past
Ever
3 months, for the past since we've started this podcast. Filipino is the key to that line being successful. You got to keep Filipino now. Got to keep him, and he is such a great low budget centerman that they need on that line that the Rangers need. And look, their center in Chicago was Artem Anisimov. So they've already proven they don't need a center to play with. They just need someone in the middle to take faceoffs and take up room. And he'll just gather assists by touching the puck.
Bill, what's his name?
I don't know Artem, but I know what I like. Anisim. I don't know how this. His name's harder than Gustus's. His name. I can't say his name either.
Really? You can't say Artem Anisimov?
That's awesome. I did not know that was coming, but I'm so happy I asked.
This is fantastic. That is, and also keeping Filipino and having Patrick Kane, he works next year too. You don't have to worry about it. You have about $3 million next year to fuck around with to fill a couple of spots.
Which is funny because I was going to ask you if you were going to be okay with Kako or Lafreniere going in a deal to get Line.
You would have to trade Lafreniere because you would want to keep the Finnish guys together, and Line and Kako I think would play well together because of their roots. But I don't want Line. Give me Patrick Kane. Give me Showtime on Broadway, baby. Give me Showtime on Broadway.
Much
Pretty
like
bold.
you, I have a trade obsession in my mind.
Is it that dude in Vancouver still?
Brock Besser, yeah.
It's
Now they play next week.
They played last week.
But now this is the game out in Vancouver.
Why does that make a difference?
Because sometimes people don't want to trade a player and then have them come back and kick their ass, right?
I guess.
So now you played him twice. You're not going to play him again the rest of the year. Maybe a deal happens.
Until next year when you play them.
Yeah, but who gives a shit? That's next year.
All right. I can see that. Bill, you have an obsession on the Penguins? That's not named Marc-Andre Fleury.
They're not going to do.
You got an
anything
obsession of a player you want to get rid of?
I think if they can move him, I think they're ready to move Kapanen. He's been moved all around the lineup and demoted game to game so many times now. And it kind of stinks because he's like 24, 25. You would hope he'd have enough production for them to want to keep him around somewhere. But he's the one guy that, because of his age and his ability, I mean, he's obviously skilled enough. He just doesn't seem to catch on and gel with anybody in Toronto or Pittsburgh. I think that's the one guy that might have a little bit of value that they might try to move and try to get a top 6 forward in return and just try something else there. But who that's going to be, I don't know.
Jared McCann, he was a Penguin, right?
Sure was.
Didn't they lose him to Toronto and then they lost him to Seattle? He signed an extension, 5 years, $5 million. Average $5 million per year.
Good hockey player.
Yeah, but it's good value for that contract too for Seattle. Good for them. Nick, who you want to get rid of? Who you desperately want? I mean, besides Chara, Green, Palmieri.
I don't know if Chara or Green are really gonna go
Half of
anywhere.
the Islanders lineup right now.
The real targets, the real prize would be Semyon Varlamov. I mean, he's a starting goaltender. He has
He
a
said
very
no
minimal,
to Edmonton already.
He has a no trade clause, I believe.
Yeah,
if I
and
remember correctly.
He already rejected. He said he wouldn't waive it to go to Edmonton. At least that's what the reports were, right?
I think they just may have looked. It's his no trade clause is probably all of Canada. I mean, likely. If it's an A team, it's probably all Canada. I don't know. Listen, no one wants to go to Edmonton. I don't find that very surprising. If he was like, I don't want to go to Philly or I don't want to go to like LA or something weird.
Well, I mean, fuck the Flyers first off, but who the hell would want to go to Philly?
Fuck.
Well, it's not that far. I'm saying, meaning like a lot of times it's like they don't want to go back somewhere. I mean, if he was like, I don't want to go to Colorado, that'd be weird because he did play there, and then he came to the island afterward. If for some reason he was like, I'm never going back there or something, that'd be weird to me, because I think the Colorado is actually a team that could potentially use him if they can make it all work. I don't know what we would get back in return, but Varley's had 2 games in the last 3. Started, and then he basically has been showcased, in my opinion. He looked good against Colorado, even though he let up 5 goals. There was 49 shots in the game, so I mean, not like he played bad. The defense kind of didn't, or team didn't help him out really. But Varley and then Josh Bailey would be another guy that potentially could be moved. But those are guys that would return something. Like Chara, I don't know if he would return. Would anybody want him? He hasn't played particularly well. I don't know what you'd be getting with Chara. It's not like the first stint he had in Washington last year, where it was like maybe he's got another more legs, but we've seen him for 2 years and he doesn't. And Andy Green maybe, but I don't think Andy's going to go anywhere. I think this might be his kind of end of his the road for him at the end of this year. I don't see him really wanting to go anywhere unless he's like, this is my last year, I want to win a cup, and then they try to find him a spot. But I think realistically, Varlamov and potentially Bailey. I don't know if anybody wants him, but there's been a lot of smoke around Bailey this year. So I don't know if that's real or if that's just made up rumors, but I don't get it because Bailey's a guy that just is not shooting anytime he gets a puck. And to me, that's not really helping you win. But he plays on our top power play, plays a lot of minutes. He's a good player. I think he could do good things for a team that's, wants that one extra forward. It's optional. We'll see.
I agree. All of that. But I don't know if you're going to find anybody who's going to take Andy Green or even Zdeno Chara at this point. I mean,
yeah,
it's such. Maybe Boston might be your only hope with Chara.
That was where I was going to go with this. If Boston was like, we want to take him for a 7th, sure.
You do it. You do it.
Because that would be, or future considerations, right? Future considerations, and they have him go to Boston. He plays his last, 7th, 6th, 7th defenseman there as for the playoff run or whatever they have. Who knows?
All right, let's take a ride in the Metro. Sponsored by Nestle Quick. Hello, boys and girls. Do you hate the taste of regular milk and need energy? Try Nestle Quick. One sip and you can feel the energy in your muscles. Nestle Quick, now available in chocolate and strawberry.
They say the real men drink pink. Then I'm a real man for sure. But if you like the brown, I still love you for who you are. Because it's time for acceptance of everyone, all preference. We're all quick on the inside anyway. Nestle Quick, it does the trick.
The Penguins had no break this week. They've had some tough games and they're navigating some tough waters, but they're faring pretty good. Well, maybe with the exception of last night. But I didn't know they were such a good road team. or at least they've seen that they played better on the road anyway.
Yeah, much better road team this season for some reason, and they're not terrible at home, but they are having a little bit of a tough stretch on home ice right now for sure. But yeah, they went into Tampa, probably played their most complete game of the season there. Lit up the Lightning 5-1, and then followed up the next night in Carolina, where they got off to a quick start and had Casey DeSmith in net playing a solid game. But they, blew a 2-0 lead at 2-0 early lead. Carolina eventually just kind of overtook them, overpowered them. But they did force that game into overtime and lost when Chris Letang lost his mind on a retaliation penalty and gave the Hurricanes an overtime power play, and that was pretty much all she wrote.
Well, Letang had good reason to go freaking nuts. Okay.
Yeah, but
it shouldn't have been just one. It shouldn't have been just one minor called there either. Sorry, he had a good gripe.
Yeah, I mean, he got punched, and it's tough when you don't get the first call, but at the same time, it's overtime, and you gotta have the what do they call it when you're a good boy? Why am I missing the word right now?
The Lady Bing?
No, you gotta have like the patience to deal with that shit and just let it pass when it's overtime.
Take the high road.
You gotta have discipline.
Discipline.
You gotta have discipline.
All right, there you go.
To not retaliate. And
I like good boy better.
What do they call it when you're a good boy? What do they call it?
That better.
Tom, what do they call it when you're a good boy?
Tom doesn't know. He's not a good boy.
What about when you're a bad boy? Do they call you naughty?
I think, yeah. There's some naughty boys in the NHL. That Brad Marshall.
Was that the same game John Cooper lost his fucking mind, or was that a different night?
Oh, the one in Tampa. Yeah, I don't even know what the hell he said. He must have called him a cocksucker. I don't know what the hell he did to get tossed from the game. But yeah, there was.
I don't know what he was bitching about. Corey Perry, didn't he slash this Jari? Was it Jari? In that
slashed Friedman's Mark Friedman, the defenseman.
And then he said something to Jari, and Jari pushed him. Jari was involved somehow, whether it was just talking or something. But it was all Corey Perry. It had nothing to do with any Penguin around. They were just standing up for themselves.
Yeah. Well, and they ended up getting the extra penalty out of that whole scrum and whatever it was. Yeah, Cooper lost his mind, got tossed from the game, and they got another penalty there. So the Penguins ended up in it with a 5-on-3 for that one. But yeah. So the lack of discipline in Tampa turned into a lack of discipline for the Penguins in Carolina the following night. And then
now we're just going to overuse the word discipline.
Well, now that I remember the word, I gotta harkness that shit. Not so good of a game last night against Florida Panthers at home. And Florida's a tough team, but the Penguins, if they're not going to get off to a good start, that's not the team to not get off to a good start against. You gotta be in it for 60 minutes against a team like that. They weren't. They fought back a couple times, but fell short. 1 goal lost there, and it doesn't get too much easier. They're still at home for Vegas and Carolina coming up. Before they hit the road again, Nashville and St. Louis next week. So, just trying to, I think over this next handful of games, again, just trying to keep pace with the Rangers is where they're going to want to be in that second place battle. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And look, keeping pace with the Rangers is, when they play Minnesota like they did, you're going to be able to keep pace. But when they play solid games like they did against the Devils, or like they did against Vancouver, and I texted you guys after I think the Winnipeg game, right? There's a solution for the Rangers wins. They get decimated on draws. Igor stands on his head, and they score power play goals. That's their formula for winning hockey games this season. And it was certainly evident in Devil game. It was evident in the Winnipeg game. It was even evident in the St. Louis game. Where it wasn't evident was that Minnesota game where they got outworked, outplayed, out everything against a Rangers team with Georgiev and net. And past couple games, it just seems like they're not the same team when Georgie's in net and when Shesterkin's in net. It's just that's it. And if
So
Georgie
you notice a different style in play.
yes, but also there was a couple of softy, like that first goal he let up last night went right underneath his arm. That's a puck he should have.
Okay.
So you're starting off by letting in a softy, and it kind of deflates your team a little bit. But the Rangers didn't do him any favors on defense, especially after they tied the game on a Zibanejad shorthanded goal, which, was that a penalty on Zuccarello? It might have been, or on Zibanejad on Zuccarello. It might have been. But then, less than 30 seconds later, Minnesota comes back and scores a power play goal where Miller loses his guy on the left post and goes over to the other side to take Trouba's guy, and he left a guy streaking in from the point wide open. It's a slam dunk. So, the Rangers certainly didn't do him any good, but if they're showcasing him right now, his trade value is probably where it was at the beginning of the season, or even at the end of last season, just in the gutter right now. So if they were looking to get a high draft pick out of him, I don't know if that's going to happen anymore, but what I do know is he needs to be traded. He's certainly on the block. He has talked about going to Edmonton. Just pull the trigger already. Let's go. Bring Kincaid up as the backup and finish out the season that way. And pray to God nothing happens to Shesterkin. Pray to God that his leg doesn't look like it fell off where he's only out for a period. They got a couple of tough road games ahead of them this week in St. Louis tomorrow night, in Dallas on Saturday. And that Dallas game, and look, the St. Louis game is going to be hard too, but the Dallas game is going to be a real tough game for them. And then they come home next week with a pair of home games before they hit the road again. What more can you say about Shesterkin? He's been just phenomenal in net. There was a hockey stat miner. I gave this stat a couple of weeks ago. I want to give it again. Rangers record versus team currently in playoff positions. Shesterkin is 12-6-1 against those teams, and Kincaid and Georgiev are 0-8-1 in those same games. And he also goes on to say that Georgie didn't play bad in those games. He had a .920 save percentage in those games, so it's not like he's playing bad, but they just seem to lose those games. And they don't. And Shesterkin just makes saves that right now other goalies in the league are not making them. So it puts him in the lead for the Vezina. It even has him in the conversation for the Hart Trophy, which Nick, I didn't want you to forget about our bet, buddy. Right? It's a shirtsy for whoever finishes higher in the Vezina race between Sorokin and Shesterkin. Didn't want you to forget about that because I found
just
that
buy the
little
shirt
note.
now, Nick.
I found that little note. I found a little note when I was cleaning my desk. So I was like, oh, I can't lose this.
Oh, that was a good bet to go with, but man, that this season is it wasn't that close because Isles weren't that good, but if they were, I think it would be a close race. But Shurkin's I think he's a runaway winner this year if he can just keep it together.
I honestly think he could not play another game the rest of the season and still be the Vezina winner.
Well, he has to give up something like 14 goals and still have a higher save percentage than the next closest guy.
Yeah,
with the minimum of like 10 games or something like that. It's staggering what he's doing this year. And look, they got the cap room. Drury, what the fuck are you waiting for? Go get me Kane. Go get me reinforcements on the third line. Give me another fifth or sixth defenseman out there. Let's go. Let's go. This is our chance. Go do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
So it pains me to say this. It really fucking does. It pains me to say this. I am all in on Shesterkin for the Hart Trophy.
We're fucked.
I am all in. The way he played, you said it. You say he makes saves other goalies can't make. He was making saves on deflections right off the crease that from the bottom corner to the upper corner, and his hand would just get there somehow before the puck got in the net.
Those two flashy glove saves, but it was the save early on against Heischer where he came down on a breakaway
And the rebound was
Shesterkin-
there, and he just like kicked his leg out.
He just put his leg out, and that was it. That was one of the more incredible saves. I've
That
ever
was
seen.
a sure goal
Against anybody else.
98% of the league.
I agree.
So and like you're seeing now, when Georgie's in net, it's the same team in front of them, but they can't win because he's the reason they're winning.
Yes,
And fuck
that's what
that.
makes
That's all
him-
I'm going to say about that.
It makes him the most valuable to a team out of any team in the NHL. You could take away Crosby, you could take away McDavid, you can take away Matthews, and those teams would still be okay and still win. You take Shesterkin away from the Rangers are, dare I say,
Are down
not
by
a
the
playoff,
Devils.
not a playoff team.
That's probably a definition of Hart, right?
The Devils did not
I
play
know,
bad
but
that
the
game.
goalie can't win the Hart, right, Bill? Jerk.
Well, I think there's a bias built in against goaltenders, and I agree with it. But if he overcomes that bias, then he probably deserves it. I don't like giving a goal.
I've definitely been
Hart.
hearing
That's just
talk
me.
from a lot of people that he's got to be top 3 at the very least.
Oh, he's in the it's
Got to be
McDavid,
top 3 in the
Matthews.
very least.
Yeah, McDavid,
Yeah.
Matthews, and Shesterkin.
So again, like I said, the Devils did not play bad against the Rangers, but still came out on the wrong side of a 3-1 score. They came back 2 days later against the very good St. Louis Blues team. And if not for a little lull in the beginning of the third period, giving up 2 quick goals, they had that game in hand easily. Thankfully, Dougie Hamilton scored in overtime, so they got the win. And then they followed that up again with a lackluster get out of the gates where they went down 3-0 against Colorado on Tuesday and stormed back, scoring 5 unanswered to beat arguably the best team in the league. So this Jekyll and Hyde season is now not only from game to game, it's within games as well. So
Just wanna
somebody's
make
just
sure
got to
you're paying
remind these guys, NHL games are 60 minutes. Put the work in. A couple of side notes. Subban has been told he will not be offered a contract in the offseason.
No. Oh.
There was a report. I saw it on the Twitter today while I was on Shitter that they were thinking about terminating his contract this year.
There is a
What
possibility
point-
if he
what
doesn't
point
get
does that
traded.
make?
If he
What
doesn't
point
get
does that make?
traded by the deadline and he agrees to it,
Well,
that way some other team could pick him up for a league minimum.
but how much is he going to forfeit by having his contract? I'm probably not.
Whatever
much.
the last 6 weeks of the season. You don't think he made enough money already in his life?
Yeah.
You make all the money you can. Okay.
That's
Even
probably
if it's
mutual
$2
decision.
million, you're going to give up a $2 million paycheck. Get the fuck out of here. There's no way you're giving up a $2 million paycheck. Put me
If
on
you can
LTIR for the rest of the season. I'm good.
If you can go and win a Stanley Cup and cement your legacy by winning a Stanley Cup for
Yes.
700,000, so he's going to be making $700,000 because that's the league minimum anyway.
Yeah, it's not like he's giving up everything.
All right, so
He's
he's
still
giving up
got money.
He's giving up $1.3 million to have a chance to win.
To
the
have
cup.
a chance to have a good chance to pick the team that he can go to.
But
Right,
what
you
team,
go to
what team
Avalanche.
that's going to win a Stanley Cup is going, I really want to add PK Subban right now. I
You
don't-
would, he's
As a
not
seventh
that bad.
defenseman?
He's not fucking
Come on.
Chara or Green bad. He's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
not.
But he could cost your team a 5-minute major in the playoffs
He's
Just
not going
by
to play top.
just by
No,
a
no,
slew
no, no.
foot,
Well,
just by
listen,
an accidental slew foot too.
if you're picking him for the minimum, he on a playoff team like maybe the Rangers or Colorado or
Watch your mouth,
you know,
Nick.
Vegas. Vegas doesn't give a shit about who they pick up. But the point is, like, it doesn't matter. He'll be a 6th, 7th defenseman. He'll
Right.
be the extra guy.
Well, you
And
also
that's
you
the
also
point,
have
it's
to
the depth.
consider. You also have to consider his contract too. It's what, $9 million. And even if the Devils eat half of that, that means you still have to find cap space
Right.
at $4.5 million
Right.
to trade for this fucker.
Well, that's not what we're saying, though, right? We're saying in the event no one trades for him, they terminate his contract, he could then go to any team he wants for league minimum. So therefore, it wouldn't be a bad hit, and he could pick the team.
Just
So-
as long as he's not sacrificing money, then I think
He would.
I think, but he's going to have to because
He's
he
going
would.
to sacrifice a little bit of money.
But a
Yeah.
team would probably sign him at what he's losing prorated for the rest of the season.
If they can't afford it,
Yeah, but I have
maybe
no
bonuses.
idea.
Maybe
What's
bonuses.
what's his last pay? I don't think he has bonuses, but what is his last paycheck of the year going to be? Is it going to be $1 million? I don't know.
I
don't
mean,
think he
you're
cares,
talking about a
honestly.
guy who's made almost $80 million in his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
So
And
is
you're-
he going to be
fine.
sacrificing money?
he's
Yes.
fine.
and you're just going to give away $1 million. Boy,
It's not
I'm
giving
glad-
away.
well, no, I'm
He's
happy
already been
I'm your
paid up
friend.
until this
I'm
part of the
happy
season.
I'm your friend because if I ever needed $1 million, I know you'd give it to me. So I'm happy.
He's not giving away $1 million. It's not. It can't be $1 million.
But I don't know how the contract and the payments broken up over the course of the year. But it's $9 million he was paid this year.
Yeah, but he's made money up until the trade deadline. If it's 3/4 of the way through the season,
Then he's still owed $3 million. He's not going to give up $3 million.
well, I don't know how you divide 9 into 4 and come up with $3 million. But
Who the fuck knows?
whatever.
I've never
Miles
claimed to be
Wood
good at math.
expected back within the next
The one
7 to
time
10
you should have made me
days.
check your math.
Billy, check my
Unsure
math.
on Blackwood when he'll be back. Fitz said he's definitely going to address the goalie situation in the offseason, which is interesting because both of them are under contract for next year. And Dawes has looked really good. It's possible he is, at the very least, a long-term backup option.
Well, he signed through 24. I mean, at $850,000, it's a great contract for Nigel Dawes.
It's Nico, but okay.
Who?
Right. So Winnipeg and Anaheim to finish up this homestand, and then they head out west. Vancouver next Tuesday, I believe, and then Flames next Wednesday.
They're a fundamentally sound hockey club. Those
They
Carolina
are,
those
and
Calgary
I am
Flames.
looking forward to watching again. Assuming this team is the Devils are completely healthy going out there. Now Nico didn't play last night. Hopefully he'll be back by the time they head out on the road. But the way this team has been playing, when they're all in the lineup, they're a really fun team to watch.
October 26th, Devils lost to the Flames 5-3.
And they didn't have Jack. Jack was out of the lineup for that game.
Hughes?
Yes, Jack Hughes. It's the only Jack on the team. Thanks for playing. Nick?
I mean, what the Islanders? They're still playing hockey, right?
We're playing. Hey, we're still ahead of the Devils. I mean, it's
Fucking motherfucker. What is
You guys talk like he's like
Fuck
playing
me.
hockey. Yeah, it's still there. Yeah.
holy
Listen,
shit?
End of the day, this
People
point
just talk
season.
about your own fucking team. You don't have to bring my team up all the fucking time.
Yeah, the Islanders got 4 games in hand on the Devils and are 3 points up in the standings. So
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. All right. Well, anyway,
They were
the
also
Devils
supposed to
weren't
win the
expecting-
fucking division. How'd that work out?
Devils weren't expecting to win a lot this year. Would making the playoffs been a big surprise to you, Steve?
The Devils
year.
making the
Yeah.
playoffs this year? That would have been not a surprise. It would have been a happy accident because I thought they were
Yeah.
just going to be just short of making it.
Right. So all the way around, we expected to be contenders,
Correct.
and
Yes, you
we
were.
are completely out of the playoff picture at this point. So, 1-2 this week. This was not a great week, but we've still had Barzal out. He's been out 5 games now. Kind of rough having your top center out when he's your best scorer on a team that can't fucking score. So that's really awesome. But not all downsides. I mean, this season's become more of a bridge to next year. We're not going to do shit this year. We're not doing much. I hope Lou is blowing smoke up people's butt by saying he doesn't think the team's out of it yet and yada yada yada. I think he's just kind of playing possum before he makes
He's
some
a
trades,
fucking
hopefully.
asshole.
Anyway, so bright spots. Noah Dobson's been playing excellent. He's got, I think he's at 30 points on the year at this point. He's 3rd in scoring on the Isles as a defenseman. 10 goals, 20 assists, pretty good. He was actually 2nd for a bit, and Brock Nelson took the spot back after a couple goals this week, and it also is our goal leader with 21. So that's good. The kids in general have been looking good. Both Wallstrom and has been playing better. There's been a lot of talk and chatter amongst Isles fans about maybe him getting top 6 minutes. He's been playing third line pretty much all season. The counterpoint to that has been, hey, he's really not played top 6 minutes a lot in the last few years. He didn't play top 6 when he was played in Boston briefly, and then he hasn't played on the Isles that way in Boston College, I would say. Sorry, when he was college days. He really hasn't played top 6 minutes yet. So it's really the way Trotz has looked at it is something like he's trying to get him to learn the game, play do all the little things and become a professional, and before you can step into those spots and become a top 6 guy. And then Kiefer Bellows has played pretty well. He's actually deceivingly strong on the puck, and a few plays this week watching him, he almost put together some really nice highlight reel kind of plays, goals almost, but he didn't finish either the play or didn't get a pass off. So he's getting close. It looks like he's really seemed to have earned a spot in the team. Especially I think after this year, if they move any of the aging forwards, I think he's really got a spot. Him and Wallstrom, especially with Bailey, I think his spot is the most likely to be kind of moved or changed, right? So they look good. I'm just gonna kind of quickly go through Vancouver. We lost to was it 4-3 in this game?
Yep.
Yeah, 4-3. Sorry, 4-3. We were up 3-2 in the third, and 2 goals quick back to back happened halfway through the period. Isles looked like they were winning this game, and then it just completely turned around in less than a minute and sucked bad. The air came out of the building. It was just couldn't get back into that game afterwards. They got dominated on shots and basically blocks. They almost got hit. There was no penalties called against the Canucks in the game. They just didn't really they fought and didn't really anything come out of that game. So they won 2-1 against the Blues. They beat them, a good team. They were up 2-0 most of the game. Third period, late goal made it all of a sudden a potential, hey, they could win kind of game. Sorokin shut the door, but he did lose the shutout. He has 5 shutouts this year, surprisingly. That's another piece to the puzzle with Sorokin is he's, even though his save percentage is good, but it's not like obviously in Shesterkin territory. The team has really played like dog shit in front of him most of the year. So I'm feeling pretty good about him. I think hopefully if they can make even just keeping guys like Green and Chara off the ice for us next year, and just letting the kid some faster guys, hopefully a full season with either Sebastian Aho or Robin Salo or even both of them would be good, and splitting the guys up. And I'll explain why real quick. So we lost in a game to Colorado last night 5-4, or 2 nights ago. Sorry, 2 nights ago, 5-4. This is a 1-1 game going to early in the third, and there were 7 goals in the third period, and it was 4 straight goals by Colorado. They just unleashed. It was fucking infuriating to watch them just score. What was it? 3 goals all 4 goals in about 4 minutes of play. Isles then got a pity goal, looked like a power play goal. Still have it by 3, and then Casey Zikas put another goal in, and next thing you know, 2-goal lead with 7 to play, and that empty netter, but it was a little too late. They had about 27 seconds to get a 5th goal. Didn't really make it happen, but they were able to at least get 3 goals back on that game. The problem I'm seeing, and I realized as I was watching this game and thinking about it afterwards, was the pairings we have on defense. They just don't have the speed because they're playing like Pelican Pollock or Pelican and Mayfield, and those guys, all 3 of those guys are good defensemen. but they're not great in the open ice. They're not like speedsters. And so the problem is when a team like Colorado comes around, they are just lightning fast. And it was kind of evident in the series against Tampa the last 2 years. That team is very, very fast, and it's very hard to keep up with them. You almost need to have every pairing has to have a very fast guy to keep up with their team. It's just not having too many guys that are just more stay-at-home defensemen or just not traditional defensemen. Let's put it that way. It's not conducive to being a team like Colorado. They're just too fast. And having this year, so this game they had Sebastian Aho on with who was it? Was it Green on this game? Yeah, Greeny was the other guy. So that was a little better, but still, like having Sebastian Aho out there helps. But like, I mean, he's not. They just need to have better awareness of the teams they're playing and really get those mobile defensemen out there. And man, did it hurt watching Devon Taves play for Colorado in that game, because he was friggin' good. Not as good as Makar. Him and Makar are just outstanding. If Shesterkin wasn't playing so well, I'd be pushing for Makar for Hart, because that guy is so damn good. He had 2 goals in the game, and he just makes it look effortless. His speed, his hands, it's just ridiculous. You're watching that game, you're like, how did you get those goals? How did you make these plays happen? Just makes it work. I think he'll be I think this is his year for the Norris. I don't think someone's gonna catch him.
Hands down.
I don't think so.
Nope. He's got 20 goals on the season?
Yeah. Did he have any last night? I didn't see if he had any last night.
I don't know.
He had his 20th.
I don't think he scored against the Devils. So,
yeah. But
Makar, did he score against the Devils?
I think so. Yeah.
He scored a goal?
Yeah. He picked up a loose puck. He was crashing the net, and there was a puck that just ricocheted around and wound up on a stick. No?
Yep. 21st of the season. So there you have it.
There you go. 21st. So yeah, that's been it's just been a nutshell. That game was the Isles in a nutshell, letting too many goals, try to come back in another butter. They tried to
in a nutshell.
Yeah. They tried to make a valiant effort, but came up short. And it's been the whole season. I mean, fighting, but just not a full deck of cards. Varley did play good in that game though, and
this is the note, Nick. This was the bet. This was
okay. He's talking right now.
Yeah,
thanks, Steve.
I want to make sure you saw it. It was on episode 47.
I believe you. I believe you.
47.
Also, when you hold a note up and you do this, nobody can see it.
It's right here, every angle. See? Over here. Every angle.
Oh man.
It's 8:45 tonight. Nope.
Okay.
We're an hour and 8 in right now. Good luck, bro. It was that damn cookie segment.
It's a good segment. It couldn't be shortened.
No, yeah, I agree.
All right. Hey guys, Nick's still talking. Do you want to let him finish?
I'm good. We have 3 games coming up this week: Columbus, Winnipeg, and Anaheim all at home, and then I have 1 game away in Washington on Tuesday night. So, bunch of games coming up. Hoping they can turn around. I'm hoping Barzal can come back at least at some point this week, likely against Anaheim.
I promised this to you last week because you all felt deprived. And now it's time for trivia with Bill. Yeah.
Now this is the wrong Bill.
My answer is the Detroit Red Wings. No.
Holy shit. Really?
Yes.
That's incorrect, but the question today is, which Detroit Red Wing?
My God, you not listen to our past
Did
episodes?
you not
Jesus
remember
Christ.
he saw
You
it said
remember
Detroit
what
Red
we did
Wings?
last week? Huh?
He doesn't fucking listen. No chance.
No. I want a double chocolate Milano cookie.
It's the only thing I'm focused on is the
I
cookies.
know.
Todd Bertuzzi.
I was talking, Steve. Which Detroit
Right,
Red
Steve,
Wing
can you
was
shut the
not-
fuck up?
Which Detroit
I'm
Red
sorry,
Wing
Bill. Did I
was
interrupt you?
not a member of the original production line? Is it A, Alex Delvecchio, B, Sid Abel, C, Gordie Howard, D, Ted Lindsay?
Wait, we get the fucking multiple choice already? Can you
Bill
repeat the
Because
question?
that's
Loves-
because the actual question leads you to the multiple choice.
Bill loves it when lines have names, by the way. Loves it.
That's his favorite thing about hockey.
Loves it. Crash line, loves it.
That and the shot pass, the fly line. Can't get enough.
I'll
of it.
pass. Woo, baby.
The fake
We're
shot
sharing
pass.
much about a line being named, but okay.
Blue line.
I'm going to go with Johnny Hockey.
Johnny
Wait,
Hockey.
Can you repeat the question? People were talking. I didn't hear you.
As
I
soon
was
as I
talking.
start to ask it
I
again,
was
people are going to talk
talking.
again. That's how this works.
No.
Which Detroit Red
What
Wing
gives
was
you the
not a
idea that
member
we're gonna
or
start
of the
talking
original
when
production
you
line?
read the
Is it
question?
A, Alex Delvecchio, B, Sid Abel, C, Gordie Howard, D, Ted Lindsay.
Which guy was part of the original production line? Is that what you're trying to say?
Which
I just
Detroit
don't
Red
know
Wing
why
was
you
not
think
a
I would
member
talk
of the
over
Oh,
you.
not a
original
member.
That's
production line?
rude.
A,
Not a
Alex
member.
Delvecchio, B, Sid Abel, C, Gordie Howard, D, Ted Lindsay.
E. Vienna
It's either,
fingers.
no, it's either A or B. I think wasn't one of those the Chicago
Vienna
Blackhawks?
Fingers is a good write-in vote. I like that. Because Vienna Fingers was not on the production line.
Hmm.
If something else was said, I missed it.
No, it's either A or B.
Well, I
One of
just
the-
didn't. I didn't want to talk over you again. That's all.
Wasn't one of those guys a Blackhawk and not a Red Wing?
Doesn't matter what.
I
kind
know
of
how
hockey was,
offended you
Tom.
get when I talk over you.
He's just
I don't
trying
see
to
whether
talk.
it's a
So I don't
Blackhawk
want
or
to. I
any
don't
other
want to do
different
that
color.
because
Yeah, but he's just trying to talk over you now, so it's a bit.
Yeah, no shit. Steve, what's the score of the Penguins game? Can you tell me?
I'm going to
who's
say
gonna-
Gordie Howe.
Gordie Howard is incorrect.
I would imagine
Fuck.
he was very productive in his career.
He was part of the production.
Lindsay.
Ted
No, I
Lindsay
think it was Sid Abel.
Sid Abel
Ted
was a
Lindsay?
part of the production line,
So we got everybody on the line. It's the other guy.
dancing all around it.
What's that guy's name?
Was it A, Alex Delvecchio?
Sounds good. Alex Delvecchio.
Ah, there you go. All right, I got it.
Oh man,
It's a lot better when we don't have the multiple choice.
it really is. It's so
Yeah,
much
but you
better.
can't. You can't. That one had to have the multiple choice. There was
Yeah, we would
no
never got
way
that.
around it.
We know who's on the
Literally
production
never.
line. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
You're not
they're,
giving
you
us-
don't- they're giving you a list and they're saying which guy on our list was.
But if
not
we
on
knew
the
all
production
three of
line.
them, then what does it matter?
We wouldn't have known the
I mean, do you
fourth.
want
I
me to-
know, Steve. Thank you.
Do you want me to screen these questions and ask it a different way and just
No.
ask what
Wouldn't
three
want you to
members
do any more work than you actually do, knowing that you don't
Christ.
listen to the podcast after it's recorded. That's enough work for you.
He does post it on the Facebook, though. I give him that.
Good for
were?
him.
Hell yeah.
He's trying to cut into the marketing budget. He wants some of that siphoned his way.
I mean, listen. Now, since we've been sponsored, I mean, we've like quadrupled our listenership. Not quadrupled. We have destroyed our listenership.
Well, now that we have two sponsors, it's going to become even more.
Well, we haven't signed that the other sponsorship yet, Nabisco. We haven't signed
All
on
right,
with them
well,
yet.
Let me know when those
I'm
papers get through.
I'm in heated negotiations with them already.
Good deal. So I have the planner for 2013 already.
Why? We're missing a segment.
Nope, we're good. I'm ready for what's in Steve's stomach.
That's not on the agenda. We still have something
Nope.
before we get to the agenda. It has something to do with impressions with Nick.
Fucking great. Well, hey there, boys. How you
Oh.
doing today?
Oh, it's Randy today.
Randy! Hey, buddy!
My favorite.
Hey,
Ah.
fellas. How
I
y'all
tried to
doing?
save you
Podcast
guys. I tried to
partner. No
save
offense,
everybody
Tom.
else from having to hear this.
I heard y'all talking about cookies. I thought I had to come on and impart on the discussion because I
Make me
love
toss
cookies
my
myself.
cookies.
Well, Randy. Well, first, Randy, we had the Carolina Hurricanes, your team, played the Pittsburgh Penguins last Friday. They beat the Penguins in overtime, 3-2. You want to give us any? You want to?
No, we're good. Just talk about cookies, and you can get on your way,
Summation
buddy.
of that hockey game played in Carolina.
Talk about cookies. You can hop
In
on your
Raleigh,
horse and skedaddle.
Went to overtime. Casey DeSmith was really upset at the end of the game.
You know, he was, but I'm really not interested in talking about hockey right now. I really want to talk about cookies and
Well,
understand.
listen, you have an open
my
invite
kinda
anytime
guy.
you want on the show, so by all means.
Yeah, you guys saw what happened, so I'm not too concerned with that game. And I think Mr. Cookie Monster on the call. I mean, Billy Fougere, he talked a little bit about the Penguins game, so I think you covered it already.
Okay, just talk
But-
about the cookies then. You don't have
I
to.
really got to give you a lot of credit for being a Southerner like you are. You really nailed his last name. Well done. Well done, Randy.
Just talk about the cookies, bud. Let's go.
I try real hard, Mr. Relax, Steven.
Well, let's go. We
relax.
got to get on with this shit, Randy. Come on.
Randy doesn't take too kindly to having somebody talk all over him all the time.
Really
like
doesn't.
Steve tends to do.
Really
That's
doesn't.
true. That's true. So anyway, I also like to talk about cookies. My favorite happened to be Oreos. Those are one of my favorite cookies of all time.
No question.
Fantastic cookies.
Not debatable.
I don't think it's debatable. Just the standard issue cookies. I did try some of those Hydrox growing up. They weren't as good. Oreos are number one in my book.
Fun fact.
There's just something about the Hydrox that it just doesn't taste the same as an Oreo. There's just something missing.
Can't go wrong with those. I also like those Nutter Butters, number 2. Those are really good as well.
Randy,
I can't say no.
Pardon
to
me for
peanut butter.
interrupting. You said you listened to the segment that we did earlier about cookies. Is that correct?
That's true, Stephen.
Did you not notice that we went in reverse order so that number 1 was said last?
I did,
Do you
but
just,
I
do you
didn't
just feel like you do shit your own way? You don't need to follow any sort of format or anything. You just do what you want to do.
I don't
you know,
what he did.
Stephen, much like how you talk over everyone, I just figure I go in my own path.
I think it's a nice change of pace, Randy. Thanks for doing it.
No,
You're
it's
welcome.
not the way we did it. It's not the way it's done. You don't just do things your own
He's also
fucking
not
way.
doing it as in that segment. He's doing it now, which is fine.
And maybe,
can still
maybe,
follow the
Steve,
same
it's because
format.
of your impatience. Maybe he just wanted to get right to it. But
Well,
you-
good. He
now you're
said number
holding
1.
him
He
up.
can go now.
All right. And then the third one,
Is there a Bible
my
study
fa-
class somewhere you got to
my-
go to?
Thank you, Stephen. I do, but that's not till a little bit later. We do a Zoom call at
10:30.
11.
Who has
11
Bible
o'clock
study
at
later
night.
than 10:30 at night?
Always got to be praying, Stephen.
Always be praying.
So
ABP.
my last one is what the cookies I used to have with my grandma growing up, my meemaw. That big tin of cookies with all the assorted ones, the blue tin. I can't remember the name. They had like chess pieces.
Thanks, Randy. Thanks for coming to the show without having any information to pass along. That's always helpful.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah,
I
no, thank
appreciate
you.
your help. It was a difficult one to remember. I couldn't recall. Anyway, I didn't need to write that down, Stephen. I just like cookies are yummy. I wanted to talk about it.
That's
Well,
great.
thank y'all.
Sure. Thank you too. See you later. Bye,
I
Randy.
forgot about that. Do you used to have the ones that were shaped like the pretzel?
Tom.
That was always my
Tom.
favorite. for
Those
sure.
are the
Tom,
best.
we don't
ones,
have
the
to.
And then
pretzel
after
ones.
you
We
finish
don't
that, you
have
put
to.
all the sewing stuff in there. Oh,
Oh,
we could
very
just let him
good.
go. We could just let him get on his way.
Fantastic.
oh man. So you're still down
Nope.
in North
Nope, no
Carolina,
need.
Randy?
No.
It's true, Tom. I am down here in North Carolina.
How's the weather been like?
It's been a little bit rainy.
We don't
this
need to
week.
have this
This
mundane conversation.
Past weekend was fantastic.
Just let him go.
It
Just
was in
stop
the
playing
morning,
along.
65,
Mm.
tops 80. No humidity yet. Just a little bit of that yellow coming down off the trees.
That's piss,
Yeah.
Randy. You probably love drinking it.
That's just crass there, Stephen.
Yellow coming down off the trees. What is this guy fucking talking about?
Have you been smoking any meats lately there, Randy?
I'm getting ready to do some of that
Just his
smoking
own.
pretty soon. Just about that time.
Nice.
Do some brisket,
Oh,
maybe some ribs.
My favorite brisket. Oh, it's my favorite.
Top
hands
5
down.
barbecue. That's a future.
Great. Why don't you go ahead and get out there and start
I
that
smell
going, Randy?
agenda
Thanks for
item
stopping
coming.
by. All right, Randy. All right, everybody. That was
Top
Randy
5 barbecue. Well done, Bill.
Randy Jackson the Turd.
Randy Travis the Turd.
Whatever. Goodbye.
Steven.
Bye-bye.
With a V.
Goodbye, Randy.
I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Have a great one.
Randy,
You
thanks
too,
so much
Randy.
again for stopping
Thanks
by.
for coming, Randy.
We always appreciate you stopping by, Randy. Take care of
I
yourself.
love Randy.
Praying for
he's
y'all.
He's
Especially
the
you,
best,
Steven.
man. Randy's the best. What before
No, he's gone. Not before.
we get into this date with Steve Stomach, I want to congratulate our own Nick Larita for getting a hole-in-one in his disc golf.
Oh, there it is. He's going to hang it
look at
up,
Bill.
baby.
Ace. A hole number 8, 245 feet in Middle Creek, North Carolina on 3/6/2022. Your first ace. Congratulations.
Will that go up on the wall? Does that get mounted?
No, I'm probably gonna throw it still. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. I like this disc, but it's kind of like so when you have like disc golf discs, they have this concept of like as you throw them, they get a little bit beat in. They fly a little different over time. So some discs are like the material's a little harder and takes longer to do, but like this one's kind of flying really, really good for me right now. I know how to throw it and everything. So I probably keep it out for a little bit, but then I'll eventually throw on the wall. But I had to put my number on it because I usually don't. I usually am like, whatever. If I lose a disc, not the end of the world. But this is the first one I'm putting my number on. So because I did lose it, hopefully someone would call it.
What's the likelihood you're going to lose it? Does that happen?
Well, you throw it in the water. Like you throw into some of the holes that
okay.
have water. Yeah, or like sometimes like this is a green disc. I only buy like pink or orange discs because that's or maybe even a white disc because you can see
stand
it
out
in the woods. Yeah, green is really difficult in the spring, and then in the fall, like anything like people that like to do like tie-dye discs, those are like
they'll just blend right in with leaves and
Good luck
stuff.
finding that. Yeah, terrible. I spent like an hour looking for a disc that I saw where it landed in just in leaves, and it was like couldn't find it.
245 feet. Is that on the longer side, medium side, or shorter side for
So it's a par 3. About 300 is around like par 3 range. You could put 350. But typically like 300 is around that kind of range. And the course by me is they're all in that area. That hole in particular is like really wide open. It's not on the trees, so on the woods. So I can rip on it and I can throw it real high out and let it finish to the left, which is what it did. There's actually a video of this guy. He did it. He was doing like playing the course, and he threw a shot that was very similar to what I threw, but he parked it. Mine went in. Same kind of deal. So if you were interested, I could send you the link. But
yeah,
we would love the links, and maybe our marketing department can tweet it out.
We will. Yeah, I'm sure we'll.
I mean,
have them.
It's not my video, but
that's okay.
Okay, you got the link. It's on the internet.
Maybe they'll cut and paste your
knowledge.
face over that guy's face.
Oh yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
No, they're not that good.
No.
They're not going to do that.
Well, congratulations, Nick.
Job well done.
Let's go to this date in Steve's stomach.
Oh, that feels better.
And this one's going to bring us to the year of our Lord 2013, as Randy likes to say, the year of our Lord 2013.
Fuck that guy.
I love Randy.
Hate that fucking guy. Hate him.
Loves you, Steve. He loves everybody.
Please go to July 11th. July 11th.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Get your free Slurpees.
On July the 11th.
Yeah.
I had some breakfast.
Oh, wow. Back-to-back weeks with breakfast? Muffin tops.
I had a little snack pack pudding for breakfast.
Breakfast? That's a great idea.
Don't try and figure this out, Bill.
That's a great idea. I might have to order some of this.
You can have it at any point of the day. You can always have.
I was thinking about snack packs for the foods that we ate as a kid. I was thinking about snack packs. I haven't had a snack pack pudding in a long time.
Lunch.
I like a snack pack butter.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, are you done interrupting? It's the rudest thing you could do. And you've done some pretty rude things, but that's the rudest thing you could do.
How dare you, sir?
For lunch,
Like butterscotch over chocolate?
I'll wait. I'll wait. No, I'll go ahead. I'll wait.
Wow.
Just want to know what
Interesting.
flavors are
Over
available.
chocolate. Wow.
May I continue?
Nobody's stopping you.
Thank you. For lunch, I had a pepperoni and sausage boli, as well as some potachos from a delicious eatery called Stuff Your Face.
Oh man.
Well done. Well done. Stuff Your Face.
With 1.5 Coca-Colas.
We get sponsored by Stuff Your Face.
I will. I'll reach out to them and see what they're up to if they
Please
can hook
do
us up.
that.
Yeah,
Because I had the pepperoni and sausage boli, I went a little lighter for dinner. We had Salad Works. Nice grilled chicken Caesar salad, pepperoni instead of egg, and a Coca-Cola on the side. Why did you pick July the 11th, 2013?
Since last week's went over so well with Sharknado 3,
Oh, it was the worst fucking one yet.
I found the original.
Oh,
This
God.
was the first time Sci-Fi aired the original Sharknado. And that's what happened. July 11th, 2013.
Does anybody know how many Sharknadoes there were?
Was there
I want to
three?
know how many more fucking weeks we got to do this.
I am on a mission to find number 2. I can tell you that. Next
Don't
week.
worry about it.
You guys remember Roly Bully?
Oh yeah.
Like that
There was
mall
one
chain?
in Bridgewater. There was one in Menlo for a little while.
The Woodbridge Center Mall?
There was
There's one
actually
in,
one in Forestall
Forrestal.
Village.
That's where I go after school in high school. Right there, I get a Roly Bully, pepperoni, and then get a Ben Jerry's downstairs in the.
That was
ice
the
cream.
last one that was around. The
Probably.
one in Forestall Village. After the one in the malls closed, it was that one.
So good.
How is Nick not a fat guy? He's going to roll
I-
bully every day.
I don't know.
He's housing
I ran a lot.
Thin Mints in his locker. I can't. How did I get all fat? I never did that shit.
He ate a lot when he was young, and then he just stopped.
No, I didn't stop. I just kept running. That's the whole thing. If I run, I can eat things. If I stop running right now, I feel like I'm just gaining pounds.
Good.
So I gotta run.
Aren't we all? Well, that's going to do it for us this week.
Finally.
Don't forget to our faithful listeners, next week we will be releasing our episode on Wednesday of next week, and I will be on location in New Jersey next week recording the podcast. Don't forget to go on the Twitter at friends_rivals. Give us a follow. Don't forget to give us a rating wherever you get your podcast, most notably on Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. We will read it on the air. Which reminds me, do we have anybody? Your shortest fan is still there. See y'all. Jersey, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Oh boy. What is it, buddy? We have a review. Here we go.
Steve planted something because he's looking so expectantly.
I really love this podcast and have been telling all my friends to listen, but I do have one issue. This Randy character has got to go. He is rude, and rude. He gives 5 stars. Just one issue. This is from a guy.
The public has spoken.
Stephen Woj, 27.
Never heard of him. The public has spoken. Randy should never be allowed back on the show.
How is it that Stephen Woj 27 couldn't hide his name compared to like the other
Maybe.
ones?
What do you mean?
I'm
You
pretty
just
sure the other
automatically
reviewers-
assume it's me?
Yes,
I didn't realize
you
there's
do.
other Stephen Woj 27s out there that
There,
played hockey.
there
with the
could be
number 27.
millions of them.
I don't think millions.
Hmm.
Throwing that out there right now.
I think you
don't
guys
think
are
millions.
selling short how common Wojtowicz is.
And have an
name.
obsession with 27.
It's
Yeah.
it's a very good number.
Yeah. All right. Don't forget to turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the Friends
So
of Rivals
Randy's not
podcast.
coming back though.
Randy's always coming back. Randy has an open invite to this podcast.
Love Randy.
Billy, say something witty.
I'm a naughty boy, I'm not a good boy with discipline. I don't know.
Good boy.
I don't know.
Good Lord. Sing us out.
All my friends and rivals. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off.
I
It
have
was-
a feeling that there is a college somewhere in the Midwest that is using our podcast and they have made a drinking game out of it.